this.
It's just absolutely stunning.
Then the Supreme Court will consider whether people who regularly smoke marijuana can legally own guns, and what their ruling could mean for Minnesota.
And a Rosemount woman is spreading generosity and warmth.
It's been very rewarding. I love it.
What inspired her to donate a homemade hat every day for more than a year.
This is Fox 9 News at 9.
It's incomprehensible to me that a school would intentionally separate students on the basis of race.
Our top story tonight, if you want to sign up for certain classes at 2 Minneapolis high schools, you have to be a certain race and a certain gender. That's according to the school's own course guidelines.
And an attorney and others say it's clearly illegal. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni spent the last few days looking into this. And Mike, the school district denies it ever stopped certain races or genders from taking any of those courses.
Hey, Kelsey and Randy, but the district was careful with its phrasing, saying anyone can request to take any class as long as they meet the prerequisites. That was on Friday when we started asking questions after some people shared concerns on social media. Then today, the district sent us another statement saying the language on its websites does not reflect its actual practices, but it still won't explain how that language ended up there in the first place. We're talking about 3 courses here at 2 different schools. South High School is offering 2 black culture courses. According to the course guide, one course is open to black male students and the other is open to black female students. Those courses focus on the black experience in America. Roosevelt High School has another course called High School Black Culture Queens. The course guide says the Queens group is a group for black girls. That is a quote from the guide there. Here are the portions of the course guides from both schools showing who can enroll in those classes. The highlighted lines show who is eligible to take those courses. Again, the district says it is not standing by its own language here. Attorney Jason Torchinsky says the gender restriction may or may not be a problem, but he says the race part of it is, and it could put the district in a tough spot.
If you open up a course only to people of a particular race, that's directly in violation of the federal statute. And so the risk for the school district is any kind of federal funding that the school district gets could be at risk if they continue with this program and the federal government decides to restrict their funding.
And the district told us just today that Minneapolis Public Schools does not restrict enrollment in courses or participation in activities on the basis of race, gender, or any other protected class characteristic of students. It continues, it has been brought to our attention that there is language on some of our school websites that is not reflective of our actual practices, and we are working with our staff to update that language as soon as possible. The district would not say why the course guides specified race and gender in the first place. In the last several months, the Trump administration has gone after colleges and universities over alleged Title VI violations. There's no indication, though, that this will happen here. In the newsroom tonight, Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
All right, Mike, thank you.
Let's head outside now. This is a live look at Minneapolis, where it did turn into a pretty rainy Monday. Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard looks at the rest of the week, especially as we roll into Tuesday now. That wind doesn't seem to be going away.
No, wind is a big part of the forecast tomorrow. And the biggest part, that northwest wind. Anytime we talk about a northwest wind, particularly here in the fall, you realize there's going to be a chill in the air. Right now it's 49 degrees, but look how low the dew point is. With a low dew point, the temperatures can tumble tonight. Right now, a general west wind, but that wind turns quickly out of the northwest tomorrow. Windy with showers today. Rinse and repeat tomorrow. Let me give you a quick idea how tomorrow shapes up. There's the west wind. Watch as all of this rain rotates around a deep area of low pressure in northeastern Minnesota, so that tomorrow, sunrise into the school bus time, it is all about scattered showers. And notice how these white lines, our streamlines, show the wind direction directly out of the west-northwest. Will eventually clear the scattered showers late afternoon, and then tomorrow night will eventually clear the clouds. But the wind tomorrow, a wind advisory as we talk northwest winds at 20 to 40 miles per hour. Hang on your hats and small furry animals. If there is some good news after a windy, wet, blustery, cool day, we got lots of sunshine coming in. It's going to warm up. So there. We'll see you here in about 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Ian. A strip club bouncer accused of shooting a patron has now been charged. Police say the incident happened outside Rick's Cabaret in Minneapolis in the early morning hours of October 5th. A witness recorded video of the bouncer, 30-year-old Andrew Jordan Thompson, fighting with the victim. After the fight, the witness said Thompson followed her and the victim, and that's when she started running and heard shots. A 40-year-old man was shot. He remains in the hospital tonight. Thompson now charged with second-degree assault. In the latest in the gun control debate, the Supreme Court will be taking up a gun rights case.
And this comes after a request from the Trump administration asking the High Court to limit the right of drug users. Our So-Young Kim joining us in studio now. And So-Young, what makes this especially interesting is that this is a departure for the administration that typically favors Second Amendment rights.
In this case, the Trump administration is actually defending a federal gun ban for drug users.
The U.S. Supreme Court will be taking up whether people who smoke marijuana regularly can legally own guns. Here's where this case stems from. A Texas man was charged with a felony for allegedly violating the federal guns and drugs law after the FBI found a gun in his house and he acknowledged being a regular marijuana user. An appeals court struck down the ban, interpreting he wasn't found with a gun while actively using. That ruling pointed to a 2022 landmark finding. That decision had also found any restrictions must have strong examples in the nation's history, and a blanket ban wasn't supported. Now, the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to review the case and apply a gun ban in this case. The Justice Department argues the federal law is valid when used against regular drug users because they pose a serious public safety risk. This battle raises many questions because, like Minnesota, about half of states have legalized recreational marijuana. Minnesota's Office of Cannabis Management says despite state and federal law discrepancies, ATF clarified that it remains federally illegal to mix marijuana with guns. The Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus sent this statement on the matter that reads in part, quote, "Early American laws only punished carrying a firearm while intoxicated, not for unarmed use or possession of substances. The Supreme Court's review will decide if that history supports disarming people for cannabis use alone."
And the High Court will likely hear arguments early next year. Reporting in studio, So-Young Kim, Fox 9.
All right, thank you, So-Young. Minnesota will not be one of those states where you can get your driver's license printed on the spot. A same-day license pilot program that started 3 years ago in Lakeville and Moorhead will not be expanding. There had been numerous complaints about the cards, including situations where the IDs were actually flagged as fake. DVS says that there are differences in the quality and appearance of the cards that were produced on the spot. Officials have recommended to the legislature that the pilot program not be expanded. Driver's licenses will now be mailed out only.
Now, sometimes a small gesture can make a big difference. That's the philosophy behind a Rosemont woman's hobby to bring warmth and comfort to people who need a little boost.
Maury Glover shows us how her random hats of kindness are helping hundreds.
It makes my heart so happy every single time.
When Jennifer Adishak needed a new hobby after her kids went off to college a couple of years ago, she took up looming. Now she's using her talent for what she calls hatting to help people in need.
I just want others to know that you can give back in a kind way, and it can be homemade, and people love it.
Back in January, Adishak decided to make a hat every day in 2025 and donate it to someone she has learned about who's going through a tough time. She calls her creations random hats of kindness, and she's already exceeded her goal, finishing 533 of them so far this year.
Because I really want to have a generous heart. And I also feel like this world is in such disarray that my budget and my finances can allow me to give back in a small way, and it's such a feel-good.
In addition to a handmade winter hat with a tag that reads "Made with Generosity," Adishak's recipients also receive a letter explaining who she is and why she's doing what she's doing. Adishak says she sends them to names given to her by friends and family, cancer patients at Regents Hospital, and even complete strangers she comes across.
It's been a lot of people that have been struggling, whether with a terminal illness or maybe, a mental illness or, anything like that. So I've sent a ton to those people too.
Adishak says each hat is unique, just like the people who receive them. And she plans to continue warming heads and hearts for as long as she can, one palm at a time.
If I can make this much of an impact on someone that's having a bad day and bring a smile to their face, I've done my job.
Now, Adishak's goal is to reach 700 hats by the end of the year. And after that, she says she plans to just keep going. In Rosemount, Maury Glover, Fox 9.
What a great gesture.
I know, just
right?
such a sweet, kind thing to do, and those hats look
They're gorgeous.
amazing on top of it.
Yeah, I don't wear hats, and even I would wear
I
them.
know, and you would look good in that.
Just ahead, new data on the Trump administration's crackdown on undocumented immigrants, including arrest numbers.
Plus, a portion of the White House is being demolished as the president builds a ballroom. What that is and when it's expected to wrap up.
And it sounds like a story straight out of a Hollywood movie, a brazen robbery at the home of the Mona Lisa, where the massive manhunt in Paris stands tonight.
It's a good day for doing household chores.
Yeah, got a little on.